Hi, I'm Anne, founder of Orta Gardens, and in this video I'm going to show you how our signature self-watering seed pots work to grow seedlings and microgreens. The pots are hollow with a reservoir inside for water, and because the terracotta is porous, the water just seeps right through. Capillary action through the walls means the soil stays evenly and gently moist. You can't overwater and you can't underwater. It really takes the guesswork out of growing baby plants. You just fill the reservoir once a week. The first question people always ask me about these pots is, how do you get the plants out? Well, it's easier than you might think because the pockets of our multi-pocket pots are sloped, and so they tend to come right out with just a gentle tug on the stem. Sometimes they need a little coaxing, like pulling a cake out of a pan. In our single pocket pots, you usually lift all the baby plants out together and tease them apart gently. Or if they're still much smaller, you can lift them out one by one and transplant them to bigger pots. For the microgreens, of course, you just harvest them directly from the pot. The next set of questions I always get are about the drainage holes. These right here in the bottom of the pot. These drainage holes are critical because baby plants need air as much as they need water. Also, sometimes pots get left in the rain, and that water needs to drain so the plants don't drown. But why doesn't the water from the reservoir come out the drainage holes? And the best way to explain that is to have a look inside the pots. This is one of our square planters with microgreens in it. This is one with lettuce. This is one that's empty. And this is one that we cut in half in the studio so that you can see what it looks like inside. This is the pocket where the plants go with the soil. And this right here, this whole space, is where the water goes. It's the reservoir. And as you can see, the reservoir is completely enclosed all the way around. So the only way water goes in is through the pouring hole here. And the only way it gets out is through the walls into the soil. Now, a little tiny bit can escape through the drainage hole right out the bottom, but only after seeping through. So it's only a little bit, but it is why we recommend that you always keep your pots on something waterproof or on a tray. The last question is, what can you grow in your Orta pots? And the answer is really anything that you would buy at the nursery as a start, you can grow yourself in an Orta pot, whether it's veggies, herbs, flowers, perennials, annuals. The only thing we don't recommend are things from big seeds like beans or pumpkins because they outgrow the space really quickly. They also aren't intended for herbs and houseplants to live in long term because the pockets are just too small for the plants to thrive once they're mature. But the pots are really good for getting them and any other plant you want to grow from a baby off to a healthy start. I hope this video has answered your questions, and if you have any more, you can get in touch with us in the contact information down below. And in the meantime, happy gardening.